Welcome to Clearing Up the Past. I'm Lil Bro Millennial Dave, but you can call me David.
I'm Big Sis Gen Xie, also known as Erin.
And we are your nostalgia historians covering the best things from the 80s, 90s, and beyond.
So everybody take a chill pill and get ready to have a totally tubular time.
My shirt feels appropriate for that today.
Oh, yes.
How you been, Big Sis?
I've been well. How about you?
Yeah, not bad. I can't complain. Life has been good. I've been getting it very, very chill as much as I can.
Good.
Just trying to make some efforts to simplify my life a little bit, and as a result, I think life has been much more relaxing, a lot less stress. So I'm ready to kind of chill out and talk about one of my favorite topics, which is Jim Henson.
Yes.
So with the movie Idea Man that just came out recently on Disney Plus, kind of a renewed interest in Jim Henson for a moment for me, and a desire to kind of go back and visit some of the early stuff, as it were. Well, early-ish in that we also watched the Muppet movie. So two things that we're gonna talk about. Where do you want to start?
Let's start with Idea Man.
Okay.
I learned some things.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to ask you. I also have a fun little game we're going to play. Maybe we'll play between talking about Idea Man and the Muppet movie. But
Okay.
Idea Man. I will say, as a Henson file, I didn't learn that much, but there were definitely some things, especially during the early years of Jim Henson getting started. There was some stuff that I didn't know. But what kind of struck you about the film in general? What did you learn?
The main thing was that I did not know he didn't start out with puppets as an interest. I didn't know.
Yeah.
He wanted to be in television. So that was just kind of a gateway for him, but it ended up being his whole career.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was interesting. I guess that is something I learned for sure, is that he, to your point, he kind of wanted to be in film or TV, and actually made some pretty weird little films, it looks like.
He did, yes.
Oh, let's see if I can find the name of this one.
Oh, I wrote them down.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay, good. I don't even
Some
have
of
to.
them, yeah.
The one that's the Time Man or something. What was that?
Timepiece.
Timepiece. Yeah.
Yes.
That one in particular was very interesting. And it looks like he used kind of a lot of stop motion and stuff in that as well. And some stuff that kind of he used later on in things like Sesame Street.
Sesame Street, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And
then the other... Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
The other weird one was the cube with the man. I think I can't remember exactly. It was just an older man, but I think both of those were kind of existential about life and time running out, and they're kind of deep.
Yeah, he made the cube in 1969. It was NBC experiment in television. The Cube. Yeah, this is interesting. Let's see. It's a man. Oh, I had the plot up for a second. Where did it go? A man awakens inside a white cube covered in a 4x4 grid. He has no memory of how he got there, and there seems to be no way out. Yeah. I kind of want to watch that. I wonder if you can.
I do too. That sounds interesting.
Yeah. I'll have to look and see if you can still watch that anywhere. Maybe on YouTube or something. That would be awesome. I'm going to look real quick.
Yeah.
Talk about something while I look.
He also did kind of a documentary style thing in 1968 called Youth 68. And it kind of centered on what youth of the day thought about politics and life. And it was kind of a grittier piece as well.
I have good news. I've got good news and I've got bad news.
Okay.
The good news is you can watch The Cube in its entirety on YouTube. The bad news is it's almost 60 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if I start watching it, I will probably watch it all. And that's an hour of my life I probably won't be able to get back. Oh, I started playing it. If you heard that,
Oh, I did not.
our viewers will, our listeners will. That was the very first second of the cube. You've heard it now. It was under 6 seconds, so we won't get sued.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was something that I learned, and really his like short films and stuff like that. He took into Sesame Street, and he didn't really want to do Sesame Street. It sounds like
No.
like he was like into the idea of like educating children and stuff like that, but it really wasn't an interest for him, like you said. But one of the ways that he kind of kept himself interested was by getting PBS or whatever to agree to his like basically little short films within.
Right. And they gave him complete creative license to do that. So.
Right. Which is why you get all the weird little cartoons and weird little things that really, especially like in the 70s, you think of Sesame Street. Like that's quintessential.
Do you remember the pinball one? I've seen that on TikTok and things recently.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Yes.
8, 9, 11, 12. Yeah.
That might have been in the documentary too.
It might have been, but yeah, that's one that definitely stands out for me as well. But and then like there's different number songs too. Like 6, I think, is about ladybugs or something. And there's like 5 is one and 8 is one. And I wish I could remember what all the songs were now. I just know they're all kind of unique and stand out too whenever I hear them or think about them.
Yeah. They showed that in the documentary. The King of Eights was the one I
exactly. Exactly. So that's pretty much where, well, that and the other thing that I learned, not to give away the entire documentary, I can't speak, but didn't realize that he kind of was struggling to get off the ground and make a living for himself, and then got British investors, and it did Sesame Street and everything from England at first, at least.
Right. I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah, they filmed the Muppet Show in London.
Yeah, the Muppet Show. Yeah, exactly. Maybe not Sesame Street, but they did do the Muppet Show. That's what I was thinking, which is interesting. And also, I kind of thought that the Muppet Show kind of started flopping towards the end, and that's why it doesn't have very many episodes. I thought that it got pulled, but Jim Henson actually was like, okay, we're done.
Yeah. He decided it was done.
Yeah. Which is interesting. Whether was a good move or not, I don't know. But I guess maybe it didn't outstay its welcome as a result and didn't jump the shark, so to speak.
Right.
And maybe
that's they did do a couple more movies after that. Muppet movies.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, for sure. The Muppets, Muppets Take Manhattan was an early one. And I'm trying to think of
The Great Muppet Caper.
Was he still alive when that one came out?
I think so.
Okay.
I think that was before Muppets Take Manhattan.
Oh, okay. I was thinking that one was later for some reason, but yeah. So obviously, I mean, the Muppets continued to be in things and do specials and stuff for years and years and years, and even Jason Segel. Yeah, Jason Segel.
Yes.
Like revamped.
Jim Parsons.
Yeah, revamped the Muppets with the newer set of movies and things like that.
Right.
And what's funny is they have come out with a couple series within the last 5 to 8 years, but I think they flopped pretty badly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they did one that was kind of almost in the style of The Office. Where it kind of
really?
Yeah, it kind of had like little confessional shots of them and stuff, and they'd be talking about it, and then like an overall plot was going on. It wasn't that good.
Not good?
Nah, as I recall, it wasn't that good.
Sounds like it'd be cute, but
yeah, I mean, I wanted it to be good. Just like, I mean, we're going to talk about Jim Henson in general a little bit, but really, there's plenty of episodes we can do to get into details about certain projects of theirs, but the Fraggles was absolutely one of my favorite Jim Henson things, and they've came out with more episodes recently within the last couple of years, but it was all like, I don't know, I think it took place in the real world more, and like they had a bunch of guest stars that were like rappers and stuff, and it's just like, what is this? This is not the Fraggles. But I think they actually did some more episodes more recently. I need to look into this. My maybe I'll look it up right now, but that actually take place like in Fraggle Rock and are a little more true to the source material. I'll look it up real quick.
Okay. Yeah, I knew they were doing that, and then I kind of forgot, so I've never seen any of those.
Yeah. Let's see if I can find. Obviously, the original series, 1983 to 1987. It says watch Fraggle Rock on Apple TV. This looks like the old stuff. I'll have to look it up later, and we'll talk about it another time because I don't want to waste too much time. But Back to the Rock. Here we go. This is Jim Henson's fun-loving musical Fraggles are back. Join Gobo, Red, Wimbley, Moki, Boober, and new Fraggle friends on hilarious epic adventures about the magic that happens when we celebrate and care for our interconnected world. This actually might be the one I was talking about before. Came out in 2022, so yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And did they not re-release or redo a series of Dark Crystal?
Yeah, there was a second
series. I didn't see that either.
Or a series that was a prequel to the actual movie. So there's like a bunch of Gelflings, and there's like different types of Gelflings. There's like this like underground like cave Gelflings, and like all kinds of different, almost like different subspecies.
Yeah.
And then of course it has to deal with the Skeksis realizing that they can use them to for their essence. And kind of starts that like what was that? I want to say Dawn of Darkness, Age of Darkness, maybe. Let's see.
That sounds familiar.
Dark Crystal, Age of Resistance. Okay.
Resistance. Okay.
Yeah. What were you going to say? You were going to say something else.
Oh, and you watched that, right? You liked that?
I don't think I finished it. I watched the beginning of it, and I don't know. There was something about it because, it was a lot of computer generated graphics and stuff, and so it loses a little bit of the feel of the movie because I love Dark Crystal, the movie, and I wanted to like it, but again, like I almost wish that they would have made a sequel instead of a prequel too. I think that I would have been more interested in that.
Yeah.
And so overall, it didn't capture me. I liked that I got to revisit the world and that they were kind of reimagining some things and adding to some things, but it didn't land for me, unfortunately.
That's one reason I still love the Muppets and Jim Henson's work, because it's they had to actually physically do everything.
Yeah,
they didn't do this CGI.
Yeah, right.
Like in the Muppet movie, he actually got in this little tank in the water so that Kermit could be filmed in a pond.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, because that was one thing that Kira and I said I was gonna bring up is, literally like in that pond when he's playing Rainbow Connection at the beginning, he's underneath of him in a container just under the water, performing and a lot of that. I mean, you look at any behind the scenes stuff where they're actually in the set, like under the set, and they're like, ugh.
Oh yeah,
and they're like watching a TV in front of them, like. Had to have been very difficult and very uncomfortable. A lot of times. Yeah. Yeah. But again, that's kind of the magic of it, to your point, is that it was all done with practical effects and puppets.
I miss that. I miss that nowadays.
I do too. And even when you see, more modern Jim Henson productions, like I said, most often it is practical stuff, but they just mix in a lot of CGI.
Yeah.
Like there's a character in the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance I think he's called the Hunter or something. He's a Skeksis, and like he's very agile and like running around and like climbing up trees and jumping and doing all these acrobatics, and it's all CGI, of course. And it's just like, that's cool, but give me a shambling puppet Skeksis any day.
Right.
But, yeah. So back to Idea Man, though. So one thing that kind of disappointed me, and I know we're all human, but Jim seemed like a little bit of an asshole towards, especially
I
the
had
end of
this.
his life and career.
Yeah, I had this, and I knew what happened with him and his wife
Right.
going in, but I had this kind of ideal vision of him, and he was human, like you said, and
Yeah.
maybe made some mistakes, but yeah, he turned out to be kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
I mean, I think fame in Hollywood gets to everybody, but
I'm sure.
it's disappointing.
Yeah, and for you consider him, you think about him, and it's like so wholesome and family oriented
Right.
material that he created, and then it's like he didn't care about his family.
No, he just kind of left them, and
Yeah, and worked
Yeah.
I mean, literally worked himself to death.
Yeah.
and didn't really spend. I'm sure it was hard being married to him, and his wife, she was largely responsible for a lot of the creation of the Muppets and
Right.
and inspiration behind a lot of his work. And then he's just kind of like, okay, you're done. Go be with the kids.
And it was her company too. I mean, she owned a less percentage, but still.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
So that was a little disappointing because I think of revisiting, Mr. Rogers' career after he died. And of course they did the Tom Hanks movie and there was a really good, documentary about his life as well. And at the end of it, you're like, yeah, man, he was just a good person. And it really stinks that people kind of made up stories about him being a pedophile and this creepy person and stuff. And it's sad because it's hard to believe that there is somebody with just a really good, pure soul like that can stay that way, as an adult. But I really do believe that he was a really just genuinely good person. And at the end of it,
I do too.
At the end of revisiting those kind of things in the documentary and the Tom Hanks movie, it's just like, man, it's just good feeling. He's a good guy.
Yes.
But then at the end of Idea Man, I'm just like, all right, Jim.
I know. Yeah, I had mixed feelings because I wrote on a post I made on Instagram that I always felt he was kind of a kindred spirit, just with his quiet, and he's kind of introverted and thoughtful and creative. And so, it was a little bit disappointing because I wanted to have this kind of Mr. Rogers feel towards him, but you don't really get that.
Right. Well, and I do think he was incredibly creative and brilliant, man.
Oh yes, genius.
But so I mean, I still have positive feelings towards him overall. It's just
overall.
It's just more the art and less the artist when it comes to him, I guess.
Yeah. But like you said, he's human. We got to give everybody grace for that, I guess.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. All right. Well, let's go ahead and give Idea Man the Jim Henson story. What is the actual title? I'm going to pull it up here. Jim Henson Idea Man.
Okay.
So Jim Henson Idea Man, 2024 documentary, 1 hour and 51 minutes long. What do you rate it? 1 to 100 or 0 to 100?
I'm going to rate it high. I will say 90.
Oh, wow.
And I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very interesting. But it just kind of ended. It was and then he died.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, and that's another thing that while people did talk about Jim Henson throughout the production, obviously, I do look back at the Mr. Rogers. It's the easiest comparison. The Mr. Rogers documentary, and at the end of it, people were talking about how great he was and how much they miss him, and it was sad. I definitely teared up towards the end of it. And at the end of Idea Man, it's just yeah, he had a lot of good contributions. He made a lot of good art, and then he died. It's it didn't have that same impact of the people in his own life were affected by him and miss him. And man, life without Jim is just insane. I can't believe he's gone. There was a little bit of that, but not really a lot. I was kind of surprised.
I noticed that too. His kids were in the documentary and talked about him, and they didn't really they didn't have anything negative to say, but it didn't really feel warm and fuzzy either. Right.
It wasn't oh, Dad, we miss you, man. Nothing like that. It's just yeah, Dad would, we did this on the set, and this is where I got started here, and he thought I'd be good at this in the business, and so that's how I got started. So.
Right. And he did involve his kids, to be fair.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He definitely did. I'm gonna go lower. I'm gonna give
Okay.
this a 66.
Okay.
And honestly, I probably would have been lower than that if it wasn't for the source material. Like I found it interesting, and I loved Jim Henson and all of his productions, but it felt a little empty to me.
Right, and Ron Howard produced it, so I was a little.
Yeah.
I guess I had a higher expectation because I love Ron Howard's work.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. I wanted to give it a high score. I wanted to like it more, but and I don't know. Maybe it was just maybe I need to go back and watch it again. But at the end of it, I was just kind of like, okay,
Yeah.
A couple interesting things in there, but so I'll figure out what our average score is there, and I need to make that. I'm pretty sure I started the list, that I can't find it though, so I'll start the list again, and we can review where our movies land. But let's go and take a break from that, and let's talk about, or let's do a little game real quick, actually. So if you will pull up our communication here, I'm going to send you a picture of a Muppet, and I want you to tell me that Muppet's name. Very simple game.
Oh, no.
Very simple game. And
I love the Muppets. We'll see.
Yeah, this is a real test. A real test for you here. Who dat? And I'm going to put it on the screen for the viewers here. Who is this?
I wait till you put it?
Oh, it's up.
Oh, okay. This is Gonzo.
I gave you an easy one to start out with. He's
Gonzo the Great.
Here he's rocking a very attractive chili pepper shirt, I guess.
See. Yep.
Yep. Gonzo the Great. Yes, that's you. Actually, I was going to ask you if you knew his official title, and yes, Gonzo, the Great Gonzo, or Gonzo the Great. You were right. All right, let's ramp it up here a little bit. This one you should know off the top of your head, but there's a follow-up question to it. And wait.
Okay.
And I'll tell you when to answer. Who's this?
This is Scooter.
This is Scooter.
I almost said Skeeter. That's his sister. This is Scooter.
And that was the follow-up question I was going to say.
Oh.
She only exists in what show?
Muppet Babies.
Correct. Yeah. Which I always thought was interesting. I always thought that they would eventually bring her in as a puppet too.
Yeah, she was fun.
Yeah. I guess maybe they thought that they couldn't distinguish them well enough as puppets. I don't know. I don't know why they never used her in live action. All right, next one. I'll be surprised if you don't get this one, but this is one of my favorite Muppet characters.
Oh, okay. This is Rizzo the Rat.
That is Rizzo the Rat. All right. You're 3 for 3 so far.
And Rizzo is in my favorite Muppet movie, Muppets Take Manhattan.
Oh, yeah.
He's probably in more than that, too. But
oh, for sure.
More movies.
Muppets Take Manhattan is absolutely one of my favorite Muppet movies as well. We'll talk just about that someday and give it a rating. All right, next one here. We've got several Muppets in this one.
Okay.
What is the name?
Whole,
yeah.
This is Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem.
That is correct. And so, starting from the top middle, who's that guy with the shaggy hair?
I don't know him.
Okay. I don't either, off the top of my head.
Okay.
We'll look him up in a minute. Who is the guy to the left with the mustache?
Oh, shoot. I want to say Leo.
No. I'll give you a clue. I'll give you a clue.
Okay.
His name is a reference to a psychedelic band from the 60s and 70s.
I just watched the Muppet movie too. I should know. I can't remember.
It's Floyd.
Floyd. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
And who's below Floyd there?
That's Janice. I know her.
Reference to Janis Joplin. And of course, the green guy in the middle.
Dr. Teeth.
Yeah. Bottom right.
I should know him too, and I don't know.
As Zoot.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then who is above Zoot?
Animal.
Okay, I was gonna make you turn in your Henson card if you if you lost that one. Okay, a couple more. We're gonna ramp the difficulty here.
Okay.
Only because I know you know these guys. Here, actually, I'm gonna send it to you. I haven't sent it to you yet. I know you know these guys, but do you remember their names?
I did at one time. My friend Emily would be so disappointed with me. I want to say something in... No, I'm not going to say that. Merriweather?
No, it is Statler and Waldorf.
Okay. I did know that. But yeah, I completely forgot.
I always forget. I always remember Waldorf, but I can never remember Statler for some reason. Waldorf, I always think of Waldorf salad. So,
okay. Is Statler the shorter one?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Now here's a newer Muppet. I keep putting it on screen before I send it to you.
Oh,
Who dat?
jeez.
And do you know what he's from?
I think he's from the new Muppet movie, right?
Right.
But I don't know his name. I've only seen that once.
I wouldn't have known either. His name's Walter.
Okay.
Okay. Let's give you an easier one. Let's see here. We'll do this one. I can't actually do that one without. I'll have to look it up. Hold on one second.
Mm-hmm. Now, did you enjoy the newer Muppet movie?
Yeah, the first of the newer ones I thought was great. I loved it.
Yeah.
The Muppets Most Wanted, which I think was the follow-up, not as good. But still, it held true to the kind of guest star. Like, that's what the movies are really known for, all the cameos and everything like that. So I thought it held true to that. Who's this I just put on the screen and sent to you?
Mm-hmm. I don't know his name either. I'm going to guess Grizzly.
No.
Okay.
That's Bobo the Bear. All right, we're going to finish out with...
I think I'm failing.
I don't know that I would have done very well on this either, to be honest. Like, Bobo, I don't think I would have known his name. This one I would definitely get. Who's this?
Camilla.
Camilla the chicken, correct.
Yes.
The unfortunate, strange relationship with Gonzo.
With Gonzo, yes.
In fact, here they are. I put them on screen for the viewers. Not
okay.
I just realized this part's gonna be really boring in the audio version of the podcast. But who cares? Go to YouTube and watch this part if you want to. All right, let's see. One more. I don't think I would have known the name of this guy. But
did you send it to me?
Not yet. I'm pulling it up.
Okay.
But he actually is a really cool Muppet. I like the way he looks. Who's that? Are you not familiar with this guy?
No. At first I thought it was Sam, like from far away, but no.
Oh, yeah. No, Sam the Eagle.
Yeah.
Kind of similar in a way, I suppose.
He's scary, though.
He is. Here, I'll send you. This has his name in it. This is
Uncle Deadly?
Yeah. You're not familiar with Uncle Deadly?
Ooh, I'm not.
Oh, man. Oh, I'm going to do one last one.
Okay.
This is one of my other favorites. Muppets as well. And you'll probably know the name, but there's a follow-up question to it.
Okay.
Who is that?
Oh, he's Cajun. What's his name? I don't know. You're going to tell me and I'm going to be like,
It's Pepe.
Pepe. Okay.
And what kind of creature is Pepe? Follow-up
He's
question.
a shrimp, right? A shrimp.
He is a prawn. A king prawn, to be exact, but yes, a shrimp.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for indulging me in that game. Aaron, you you still get to keep your Muppet card, but barely.
All right. I'm disappointed in myself, though.
Nah, you didn't do too bad. I threw some curveballs at you there. Off the top of my head, I don't think I would have been able to name Uncle Deadly, and I don't think I would have been able to name Bobo.
What is Uncle Deadly from?
He was in the Muppet. I think he was in the Muppet Show originally, but he's been in like a lot of the different movies and stuff too. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks kind of familiar.
That that last thing that the internet is so weird. I started scrolling down through some Pepe photos, and there's one of him as like a lady in a bikini.
Why?
The internet. That's why. I'm gonna stop looking now. But that picture that I put on the screen, that last one that said "Who's Uncle Deadly," that is actually a YouTube video I may go and watch afterwards.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't remember exactly where he... Oh, here. Uncle Deadly is a sinister-looking blue dragon-like monster who lurks around the Muppet Theater.
Okay.
Yeah. His first full part on the show was in episode 121. He was known as the Phantom of the Muppet Show. He made his first appearance alongside Vincent Price. But he had a very small role in that, I guess. Yeah, I remember him with Vincent Price. That's kind of what I was thinking when
seems fitting, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what? I think we were going to talk about the Muppet movie, but I say we save that for another episode.
Okay.
We can talk about that and rate that one separately, but let's talk about any nostalgia news that you can think of and or some things that you've been enjoying. So is there any media that is particularly nostalgic to you that you've been watching lately, or any news you've heard that you're excited about?
No media. I am excited. I'm going to a Cyndi Lauper concert in November.
Heck yeah, you are.
So it's quite a ways away, but I'm so excited. Oh, and you know what happened? Let me tell you.
Okay.
So the day the tickets went on sale, I got a notification on my phone, and I'm like, I'm just going to buy some. They're going to sell out. Yeah. So I got nosebleed seats so I could afford them. I got four seats. And I was telling my daughter, Alex, because I wanted her and her boyfriend to go with us. And I thought she acted a little weird. She didn't say anything for a while. And then she's like, oh, yeah, I want to go with you. And then my husband came home that evening and said, did Alex text you? And I said, no, why? And he showed me, excuse me, on his phone. She said, we have a problem. They had bought me tickets for my birthday. So I get to sit way further down than the seats that I bought, which were literally like by the ceiling. Yeah, so I'm super excited, and my kids are super sweet to do that for me. So
yeah, that's absolutely awesome. That'll be a good time. Well, you'll have to post some pictures and videos from the concert on our
definitely. It's kind of the year of concerts for us. We went to see AJR the other day.
Yeah, how was that?
Was incredible. It was like the best concert I've been to.
Yeah,
they put on quite a show,
and
they're so talented.
Kira and I were going to go see him, but this has kind of been a year of concerts for us as well. We've already been to a couple and have several more planned as well. So
yeah,
that was on our list. But we went and saw Pixies and Modest Mouse and who else did we see? My goodness, I've already forgotten. We saw some other people.
Didn't you see Tenacious D, or was that not this year?
That was last year. We saw last year was. I mean, really, it's been a couple of years of concerts. We saw Tenacious D. We saw Smashing Pumpkins. We saw Weezer. We saw a couple others as well.
I want to see Weezer.
Yeah, Weezer's.
But yeah.
Oh, 21 Pilots. We saw 21 Pilots. We saw Glass Animals. We saw a couple others. I just can't think off the top of my head. We've been seeing a lot of concerts lately. We've got a lot more coming up. So,
if you can ever see AJR, do.
Yeah, I should have got our tickets. We're thinking about seeing Cage the Elephant as well. We may go see them. There's several we've missed that I really wish we would have gone to as well. But
yeah,
we'll go see who we can going forward though. But I did see Kira showed me an article yesterday or the day before that they're coming out with a comic book adaptation of The Labyrinth to celebrate the 40th year of The Labyrinth. So
oh wow,
so that's something that I might pick up, and if I do, we'll have to talk about and review
Oh
a
yeah,
little
I'll
bit.
definitely get that too.
Yeah.
Now, is that different? Because I know there's like a anime manga book thing. Is that different?
Let me see. 40th anniversary. Everyone loves.
I mean, this already exists, so I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, you're good. Yeah, no, this is something new, I do believe.
Okay.
That they're coming out with. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, because it's coming out September 18th, and you can pre-order them now. Let's see, ahead of the landmark 40th anniversary of Jim Henson what? Proud to present the first ever graphic adaptation of A.C.H. Smith's beloved novelization of Jim Henson's Labyrinth.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that 4th
yeah,
anniversary was 3 days ago. Is that Thursday? Yeah. Because it was the day we were originally going to record.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Oh, that would have been good. We missed it.
I
know. Here, I'll look at this art from... I'll put it on the screen too.
Okay.
Looks interesting.
Oh,
art.
wow. I've seen that. Okay. So I must just not have known what it was for.
Yeah, that's
I like
one.
That.
That's one cover. They've got a cover variant of Jareth and the Owl, and obviously it looks like David Bowie. And another variant that looks like it's Sarah and Hoggle and Ludo and Sir Didymus. Oh, and mirror image of Toby. And here, I'll send you this one too. This is cool.
Okay.
All right. Well, other than that, though, I mean, I know there's lots of nostalgic things going on that I can't think of off the top of my head, but but that one was relevant to Jim Henson. So
yes, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, until next time, Nostalgia Nerds. I've been Millennial Dave,
and I've been Gen Xe.
But I've not been Millennial Dave. I've been Millennium Dave. I'm going to have to change my moniker because I can't say it.
I thought you were going to do Millennial, like Millennial Falcon.
I kind of like
that's
that.
Why you're...
Yeah, maybe I just need to be Millennial Dave.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, it was a play on Gen Xe and
oh, no. Millennium would go with Falcon. I don't know. Whatever you want.
It is supposed to be millennial. I just have it written down wrong. That's the problem. Let's try that again. Until next time, Nostalgia Nerds, I've been Millennial Dave.
I've been Gen Xe.
When you're feeling lost in the fog of the modern Monday, don't fear.
Because we're here clearing up the past. I can't do that with my left hand.